these guys.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in West Hall before
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, lieutenants. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
You're not a gardener? Enough, let's talk seriously. I mean no trouble, I'm here to do my job, that's all. You're right, Lieutenant, she did seem familiar sitting on the corner.
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
It feels like she's waiting for a reaction of some sort. I mean no trouble, I'm here to do my job, that's all.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Ooh, Kim goes strong.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everett sent to law school?
Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Are you Lizzie? Elizabeth Miss Belfour? What if I want to talk to you, not Titus? What are you going to do to me? Why are you so aggressive?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardy.
She points at the tall man by the table.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that. A man like Easy Leo could have said anything. Do not be restrained, sire.
He said Mr. Everett sent you to law school. He said you were in debt to Mr. Clare. He said you're the union fixer. You fix things. He said you're Mr. Everett's du au sang death machine.
I represent the union and these men here. Don't make this personal.
A very minor victory.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Oh, what if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
Okay, that's cool. I should talk to Titus then. It's a bowl. Alright, let's do it, I guess. Good morning,
This is where
Titus.
you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. First, we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about the hangman out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
Why does that guy sound like he was recorded in a different studio?
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
See, now we're making some progress, right? Like we're now really being able to put together exactly sort of some of the stuff's going on. We're using some of our acumen to solve this
In
case.
conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing, the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy? I'm gonna lean into it.
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
He sizes you up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
We got him.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points to the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
The lieutenant adjusts his spectacles.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
One of the things I've noticed is there's like a really like there's a weird hyperfixation on like the victim, right? Like Kuno throwing it and being like oddly like perverted towards it. Like these guys calling him the pretty boy. Like that's, I don't know, that seems very strange.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Why are your boot prints all over the scene? You're involved somehow. I just don't have proof yet. Why is there? Let's go with the belt.
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to a murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
You murdered him just like that, no remorse. Who called the shots that night? Where did this hanging incident occur? Why did you kill him? How did you kill him? Why don't I just arrest you? Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it. I also love that, like, this is like a, oh yeah, like, just tell me why, mate. And he's just speaking.
And he stepped out of line.
Jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
Interesting.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNA's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true.
Wow, that's so wild.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Okay, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one,
Okay.
harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spill from his mouth.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
I was trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?"
Okay.
Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Okay, let's ask, was this the same girl he assaulted?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation.
Yeah,
Let them talk about it.
let's probe.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Okay. Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots?
Who do you fucking think does?
Everett Clare runs the union. You answer to him, right? It's the 8th Hardy boy.
You keep him the fuck out of this. We have autonomy. It's all on us. Everard runs the union. I run the Hardy Boys.
Interesting bit of animosity.
When the shit starts spinning, it will not land on Mr. Clare. That's the deal here. The Fixer will ignore the notion completely, focusing on Titus's culpability.
When Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative capacity. On that night, everyone acted as one man.
You murdered him just like that, no remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says as if it's worse than dying. A reunion, what's that? Yes, but these are all bad people, criminals, scum of the earth. Look, I was doing my job, that's all. What we do is different. Honestly, I drink so much I can't remember if I've sent anyone behind bars. Let's just ask about it.
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
I'm going to try and keep things calm, just like, listen, I'll just do my job.
Oh, so you are just a simple, well-meaning man, eh?
He
Ever
spits
been
on
in
the ground.
solitary? Prison is a charter. That's what it is.
He's clearly been in solitary confinement, and at a young age, nonetheless.
So he's hanging a man, slowly, without breaking his neck.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you any?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
Using the report.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out.
There we go.
Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Don't know why I skipped something there, but Titus said, that's right, lawman. He spits through his teeth and then we hanged the dude. Logic, okay. Composure, challenging. Things aren't quite right here, are they? Oh, let's go for it. Come on.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First, who's cracking under the pressure? He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing this. Smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far, definitely the weakest link in the chain. Hey you, turn to the big guy. You having trouble breathing over there? Let's pursue the lead.
No.
His forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
What did you use to knock him out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
And cool.
He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene
Spencer
already
Sands.
told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Like what, Copper?
What are we going to do now? When
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
the fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
I don't want to arrest him. I don't want to make it escalate.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
Week when you first met. Discussed. I mean, it's only 3%. It's not worth taking.
Mazovian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over personally with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Left-wing dialogue options give plus. Left-wing dialogue options give plus 4 XP. Visual calculus and authority are reduced. So that's actually pretty rubbish. Like, I think I'm gonna forget it. Like, it's not. The getting plus 4 XP is not really worth it. Alright, so we got this. -1 logic, head in the clouds, research time 4 hours. Right, let's internalize this. Okay, so
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
are you the hardy girl?
I am not.
She says dryly.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Her face stiffens.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, Glenn, they aren't.
Her tone is cold and uninvolved.
This didn't change her opinion of you. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
Yes?
Alright. I'm going to take a quick save and a quick break here because I need the loo. My fluid consumption has caught up with me. So I will be right back. Shouldn't be more than 2 ticks. Don't go away. Let's do the buttons to roll the ads. Absolute banger. That was on the soundtrack, by the way, from Endless Dungeon. Let's go. Alright, we're back. Let's get back to it. I'm thinking the strat is let's go talk to the guys on strike, right? We'll try and learn about the traffic and because that last wanted us to learn about the drugs, right? So we'll try and be the only one we can speak to. Alright, okay, we'll try that again, I guess.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
What is a
When
strike?
a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his work as overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy.
Okay.
Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Curiosity, going to figure out this strike mess. Routine party observation. I thought you looked real familiar for a second there. Routine party investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Or you're paranoid. Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Where? I frequent a lot of bars. It's one I might know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out several. Maybe that's where you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it? A bouncer where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Never heard of it, you're lying. Do we know this? Is this a thing? Is this a thing we can know? I have a lot of active quests. What about the long way home does this? Can I look at the map? Will that tell me? Map information complete, acquire of the city map. Great. Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't remember things well.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Then he blinks and turns to his man. Dang it.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Excuse me, I had further inquiries.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
We'll see.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
What's it to you?
Curiosity.
Big mess caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
Every once in a while.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Dang it. Alright, well that was seemingly a little bit pointless. I really thought we were gonna get a chance to push him a little further. Oh, look at this last. Oh no, there's someone in. I thought this was the artist last for a second.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions towards a sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Limbo, huh? That's where I am. So, how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words. Or both.
I dig your style, man.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He in appreciation of you digging his style.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Say more about the strike. What are you hauling anyway? So like a man who knows about drugs.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He makes a ka-chinging sound.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
He smiles awkwardly.
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him. Relax. He's merely joking.
Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occidents. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Could I get one of those flan tracksuits you're hauling?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
That's your machine behind you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
That a Falan A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
It's not quite a Ford F-150 though, is it? You know what I mean?
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
So nothing illegal then?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Right, I had another question.
The man taps his fingers
Empathy,
rhythmically
formidable.
against his arm.
What do you see in his eyes?
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Do you find those other addictions with drug trafficking? I need to get high, I'm looking for a dealer. Let me be straight with you, I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
Fair. Let's try the empathy.
In his eyes,
Let's go.
an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold. It's
Familiar.
hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
What's in the southwest?
Excuse me?
I'm a cop. I can fix anything. Really, you can tell me. Hell, I get longing. I felt something similar since I woke up.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
What is it like to miss someone?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that.
Ooh.
You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
No, I feel haunted.
Hunted?
Haunted.
By what?
That I can't read. By a shadowy figure known only to me as the X something.
An ex-wife?
Ex-wife? No, it's a sinister presence that haunts me across all planes of existence. It followed me into this world when I awoke. I think it may be a planar hunter. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure, it's not my ex-wife.
Sinister presence. Wow, that sounds really bad. I hope that doesn't happen to my marriage.
First, what is marriage? It's definitely going to happen to your marriage too. Don't worry, I'm saying nothing bad will happen to your marriage. Yeah, my thing has got nothing to do with marriage.
Sure, man, if you say so.
It doesn't look
But
like
look,
he
man,
believes you.
Thanks for this. It's good to talk to someone. I know it wasn't easy to ask, so I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
I'm good for now.
Don't be a stranger.
He gives a salute with 2 fingers. Gonna heal. Given I took some damage there. Bit annoying we didn't really get a lead though. Can't talk to it again. Hoffa with the 37 months. That beautiful ragtime. Just jumping in to say hi, traveling and with my wife on the coast for our anniversary. Hoffa, happy anniversary. My man, my best to you and Mrs. Hoffa. Have a great trip. Stay safe. So, hey, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Stay safe. Have a great anniversary. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And take it easy. Much love to you, man. But I appreciate the support. Because that ragtime music's really fun. I kind of heard it and thought it was coming from the game for a sec, I'll be honest. I was a bit confused. I was like, wait a minute. Can we go down here now? Okay, so that's still not repaired. Oh, this is the other bin. Okay, I got some fingerless gloves. Because we got style. Oh, it's a shop?
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Oh, right, sorry about that.
I do appreciate it.
Okay, I can't actually. That's the first guy to like actually respond to me having a flashlight, which is pretty cool.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
I think some of your selections are pressure thing to your lip, more tasteful than others. Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
Is Roy high? There's something I'd like to sell. You might be able to aid our investigation By the way, do you have any guns like the ones carried by officers of the citizens militia?
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
By the way, do you have any guns like the ones carried by the officers of the citizens militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Oh no.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun?
You...
With Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Oh no.
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
Oh, sorry, I clicked on, I felt like there's something you're not telling me. What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
I'm so sorry you had to see him in that state. We don't have to talk about it further. How much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream.
This isn't
It's
ideal,
not,
is it?
though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
I'm sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further.
No apologies necessary, officer.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. Maybe she's a vigilante who wants to prove she can do our jobs better than we can. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame the militia? I'm sorry I sold my gun. I don't like it either.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find out.
An idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time.
Have people from Everett Clare's Union come here to track that gun?
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell.
Oh no.
I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying, even when they're really being truthful.
At least now I know I have lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
About my missing gun again. That's something I'd like to
Let
sell.
me have a look.
I'd like to sell my clothes. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse. Here, show them the photo. I'll check my pockets, access your pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Nothing anyway. I don't have any time.
Another time, perhaps.
It's 28. I don't have any other business.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, what are these copper types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? Some kind of weapon cop? Sorry cop, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'm sorry you had to monitor me. Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Okay, but what are the other copper types? Won't the other copper types be jealous? I'm sorry, opt in. You know, actually, I'm not sorry, I changed my mind. Effing, they should be sorry. What are the other copper types?
You know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
Won't the other cop types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything.
I'm sorry, opt in?
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Easy success. That won't happen. You will not gain money. Do I have any points? Wait, what? No, I... Rigorous self-critique. -1 authority. Embarrassment to the party. Research time 6 hours. Okay.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Most military wear, okay. A bust of a woman, the physique simply says DEI. And the dark film projector is whirling away.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back? Inspector knights on horseback, inspector blue uniforms. Interfacting medium 10. Dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table. 42, let's try it.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
Step away from the table. Some kind of machine? An antique cash register? So he's got a film reel. I have a film thing.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on your tiptoes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep, the stereo proof machine. What I really want to know is, could this device handle come in handy in my police work? Are you sure this is all in working order?
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though
he grimaces.
I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
Oh, don't like music. What do you like then?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
What I really want to know is, could this come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Sure, I'm gonna buy
And
it.
here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Yes, we bought a thing. I definitely needed that for a room, but I don't care. Right. Can I actually use the tape? Equip this to play tapes. Do I have a tape, or do I have a tape reel? Oh, this used to be a tape in the case, but it was destroyed. Bit afraid. Something about this emanates single smallest crunch. Okay, interesting. Well, it'd be cool if we need to play tapes. What's giving me -2 Safe Fair? Oh, that's one. Right. Oh, okay, the shoes. Interesting. I'm sure the tape recorder will come in handy.